Hi there. This week we're going to cover another medieval order of knights. And basically starting out later. This one is called the Knights of San Stefano, or Order of St. Stephen. It's an order of Italian knights. It was founded later than most of the orders. While most orders were founded at the height of medieval times or medieval ages, the Order of San Stefano was not created or organized until the year of 1561 in Pisa and Tuscany. It was created by Grand Duke Cosimo Medici. Now, this order's masters were drawn from the Grand Duke himself and those who followed, and also very Benedictine. And followed the Benedictine style and organization. Also, the Benedictine rules it adopted into the order. This was not the first time Cosimo tried to organize an order of knights, which was blocked or rejected by the Pope himself or by the popes who were around. Now, their role was meant for fighting pirates, such as the Corsairs, and the Ottoman Empire, the Ottoman Turks. Now, the Ottomans of this time were now a threat to the Mediterranean right after the fall of the Byzantine Empire in 1453. Now, the Byzantine Empire wasn't exactly holding on well enough, but it was still a power nonetheless. Of course, the Order of Knights of St. Stephen was not created or organized without permission or approbation of Pius IV, who basically gave Cosimo permission or the thumbs up. Sorry if anyone thinks this is a crude hand gesture, I'm sorry. The very first Grand Master to this order was Cosimo himself, and as stated, his successors were to become the Grand Master of this order as Grand Dukes. Now, this military order also strengthened his prestige and capability over a new duchy, which included the city-states of Florence and Siena. Now, of course, at this time he needed to unite the nobles under his cause of creating a larger Grand Duchy. He needed a battle for this. And during the early years of this order's founding, the Knights of St. Stephen fought in the battle such as the Siege of Malta in 1565 and in the Battle of Lepanto 1571, which ended any Turkish threat to the Mediterranean for the time being, but also basically defeated or crushed its fleets and its strength within the sea. It also partook in other battles and in the attack and capture of Annaba, Algeria in 1607 AD. There are some definitely other figures which I cannot name right now, but one of them is Admiral Jacopo Ingrahim, whom I believe partook in that battle, but he was not really involved in the order unless it was the Order of Knights. Their campaign involvement centered around stopping major Turkish offenses, which were successful against their advances upon southern Italy, which still continued. The orders basically did not stand down after that. They kept it going. In 1640 AD, the orders of St. Stephen saw a last campaign in defending the coastal defense of Venice, another well-known city-state, during their struggle against the Ottoman Turks, who continued to push into Europe. And in 1719 AD, saw the last time the order was used in combat by Grand Duke Cosimo III. And in I believe more than 13 years later, in 1737 AD, saw changes when the Medici family was supplanted by an Austrian dynasty of the Habsburg and Lorraine. It was the second Habsburg Duke of this time, Leopold I, ended the military aspect of this order. Many of us had to be more focused on education during this time. Of course, as time went on, the French Revolution basically erupted, and the French began pushing against the invaders or the enemies of the revolution. The order found itself suppressed in 1791 AD, when the French occupied Tuscany at this time. Now, French occupation, it was definitely a different life for the order. Now, it was restored in 1815, a year after Napoleon was defeated. Of course, it was not fully recognized, as it once was in the medieval times, by the republics of Italy and the Kingdom of Italy. Of course, it still exists to this day as a private organization of Italy. Well, that's it for the Knight's Orders. You have a good one. Bye.